Mike, St. Louis's physicality, how will that challenge your team's speed in terms of breaking out of your own zone and being successful the other way?
Well, I think there's a number of things about their team. I mean, obviously they're Stanley Cup champs, and we're excited to play them. They beat us twice last year, and both times they handled us. We weren't handled by lots of teams last year. They handled us. I thought, they got a maturity level in their group, and so good veteran leadership. They take care of the puck. They play right. They're above you. You want to turn it over, they attack. They're inside. They compete inside. They compete heavy on the forecheck. So I just think all around they play a good game. So a real good opportunity for us, a real good challenge for us. We need a bounce-back game. We didn't like our game the other night, and so we got to get back at it, and they're going to challenge us. Should be fun.
Kasperi said his game isn't where it needs to be yet. What have you seen from him so far in that locker room?
Well, I think one of the things is normally you got to remember. So 2 years ago, he came and played in the playoffs for us. So anything he did, we liked. Last year, he started on the fourth line, and he played in the playoffs on the second line. Anything he did, we liked. Now we're evaluating him, and he's evaluating himself. And so that's the problem with being a good player. Once you set the bar, you got to keep raising it. So he's playing with different players, but just because you play with different players, it doesn't mean you got to change things. He's got to be at the net. He's got to get pucks back for him on the forecheck, on retrieval races. That's what he's got to do and be a good penalty killer.
Do you think he's looking comfortable at that point?
Well, I mean, we're playing him. I think we're playing him 18 minutes a night, so we like him. The great thing about this game is that when you play good, you get to play more. I think it's just a process for the guy. But I felt last year him and Johnny were on our second line at playoff time. It's early to be on the second line at playoff time in your development, but we want them and need them to be good players. So it's just a process.
Is there a lesson or something in particular that you want your team to take from the Blues story last season?
Well, I think the biggest lesson to me is when you play right, you got a chance. Play right, take care of the puck, you defend right, you play heavy in the O-zone, you got a chance to win.
Were you surprised at the way their season unfolded? That they...
Well, if you would have told me at the start before the season started they had won the cup, I wouldn't have been one bit surprised. But then when the wheels came off and it didn't go good, I think we're all... there's been tons of stories written about that, but what we didn't look back at is they were that good. Let's not kid ourselves. It wasn't pixie dust. It wasn't a miracle. They were that good. They were that deep. They were that good, and they've had lots of playoff disappointments over a number of years. The other thing they did is obviously they improved their team down the middle. So they got elite center ice, good D, and the goalie played good, really good.
When you talk about their maturity level as a team and their ability to kind of handle those difficult moments, is that something you're still trying to build in with this team?
Well, obviously, I think the other night was a great example. That is let your structure and your play with the puck protect you instead of feeding transition and letting it hurt you. So, but I think those are all growing pains you go through. I think they're important lessons, and you got to take it and move on. And here's a good opportunity to do that.
Yeah, some of the guys echoing what you said about this is our time being kind of the rallying cry. What stands out about, I guess, the hunger of the group since you've come into camp?
Yeah, I don't think it's a rallying cry at all. I think it's just what we think it's important to be all in today, right now. What was the second part of your question?
What stood out to you about the hunger of the group since you...
Well, I think in our last two exhibition games, in our first two games, a relentlessness at playing it right. I don't think that was evident the other night, though. I thought the other team was more relentless than us.
Mitch was saying that he's trying to shoot more this season. How important is it that he adds that to his passing ability?
Well, I think obviously if you can shoot it, they got to play. And, I think in particular on a power play, because the guy on the other side is going to give you tons of room. Johnny can really shoot it. Matty can really shoot it. So if they're standing next to him, you're going to have lots of opportunities to shoot it. If you can really shoot it, that'll help you.
Are Hyman and Dermott still on the same recovery timelines you mentioned before?
Yeah, I think they're the same time. They're not getting that get out of jail free card for a long time. So they're going to be wearing red for a while.